Hello YouTube. So after winning the
10.0 index quarter mile class.
couple weekends ago, luckily there wasn't another round because I started the car up to go take the winner's circle picture. And it started and it quit. The pump went out. I was hoping it was just a relay, but it was the pump. I've already switched the relays around and tried it again, and it didn't run off the other relay. And the other pump that's in the surge tank runs off that relay, so we know that relay's good. So today we're going to change the fuel pump and the surge tank, and these are 525 Hellcat pumps, but they're really the 470 Walbro. They measure the 525 at 60 psi, whereas Walbro measures them at 40 psi. At 40 psi they're 470. At 60 psi they're 525. But let's pop this trunk and get to it. Alright, so first thing first, we're going to disconnect the battery. We definitely don't want those sparkets to happen when we're working on that. I'm going to disconnect the ground first, just because this bracket is so close to everything. Disconnect the ground. I'm going to disconnect the power too. Don't need to. I'm just going to, because that's full of gas. If we get a spark, it's not going to be pretty. And for y'all that ain't seen this before on my past videos, this is just it's like a $150 Alloyworks surge tank. I forgot how much it holds, but it feeds the tank here. And then these two are the pumps. You gotta use pump with, if you're gonna run one pump and then have one come on at like 7 pounds of boost, you gotta run a pump that's got a check ball in it. If you don't, if this pump's running, this one don't have a check ball, it's just gonna go right back here. But these have check balls in them. This one runs, the one that runs all the time, it don't need the check ball, but I got both of them with a check ball. So it feeds the engine, 7 pounds of boost, this one comes on, feeds the engine. When the engine gets too much, it comes back this line. And when the surge tank gets too full, it comes back this one and goes back into the tank. So the fuel from the tank feeds it. These two pumps feed the motor. The motor gets too much, it brings it back to the surge tank. That way the surge tank stays full. And then when the surge tank gets full, it takes that one and puts it back in the pump, in the tank. That's how that works. But let's go ahead and start disconnecting these wires. Then we'll go get a wrench and undo all these fittings. Just got to make sure we remember where they go back at. See, and then on these relays, they both got power going to the bottom of them, but the power won't come out the top over to the pumps until the relay is energized. See, this, then it's got to be energized with power and ground. So this one comes back over here to the power block and is grounded, and then this red one goes up to the ignition. The ignition comes on, it triggers this relay, turns this pump on, and then this one's hooked to the ignition too, but the ground side goes way up to the engine bay to a hob switch. Once the hob switch sees 7 pounds of boost, it closes the circuit and grounds this relay out, and then this pump comes on. That's how that works. And we got all the wires off of it. Alright, got all the fittings off of it. Smells like alcohol back here. Fuel went everywhere. Now we got to take these Allens out, and we're going to go in a crisscross pattern and take those out. There we go. All the screws are out. I should be able to just pull up on that. It should all come out. Just like that. And I wonder how dirty it is down in there. Let's turn the light on. I can't see. I can see myself. We'll let that settle, and we'll see see how dirty it is down in there. It is discolored. That's weird. It's usually clear. Last time I was in here, it was clear. But it's this pump on this side on the left that's bad, so we're gonna replace that one. And look, I give the returns like a little AN fitting 90 degree that I cut. That way it swirls in here rather than pushing the fluid straight down and causing bubbling where the pumps pick up. All right, loosen the hose clamp. Took this nut out that holds the pump on. And then I took the screws out that hold the power and the ground wire. That's the negative. Now the pump should pull right out. All right, pumps out. And this, guys, this is some of that special rubber E85 that's rubber hose that's made for E85. So as you can see, it hasn't deteriorated at all. I got that from Racetronics, I believe. But we're gonna have to get the other pump, put some eyelets on it just like this one, and then we'll stick it back up in there. Well, when I ordered it, it said Walbro, but TI Automotive, that's the part number. Again, 470 PSI, 470 liter per hour, 470 liter per hour at 40 PSI, and then 525 liters per hour at 60 PSI. And there's the new pump. I used to run socks on these, but there's really not enough room in that surge tank for the socks. Yeah, so I don't run socks. Every time I've looked in that surge tank, it's been completely clean, but don't forget to take your rubber pieces off of each end. And I always save these because they make really good vacuum port caps. That's the old one. I checked the wiring on it and it's good. So I was thinking maybe it's a wiring issue. Maybe those come loose or something, but they're not. They're nice and tight. So went ahead and put 2 on this one for the eyelets for up here. Now we'll just slide her up in there. All right, made sure the negative's on the negative and the positive's on the positive, just like that. And then you got to kind of route those wires where they don't touch each other. Which ain't a lot of room, but we'll go ahead and put the nut on them. All right, there we go. They're good and tight, and nothing's touching. Well, that plastic piece is touching right there, but that'll be all right. Looks good to me. Tighten up our hose clamp and tighten up our retainer screw. Throw it back in. All right, clean the surge tank out. And there was a small layer of like some blackish stuff in there, but nothing bad, nothing real big, just that little bit of black stuff. That's the rag I washed it out with. All right, now I'm gonna clean my surfaces up, try to line these holes up best I can, and the rubber O-ring looks good. There's a little gouge right there. And drop it back on, tighten her down. All right, tighten those all up in a crisscross pattern. In a couple of different waves. This one actually stripped out on me. You don't tighten them tight. You barely even snug them down. Hopefully it don't leak there, but we'll keep an eye on that. Tell you what, them wasps and gnats and everything else, they like that E85 for some reason. Alright, positive on positive, negative on negative. We'll tighten these up. That one comes off that relay. That one's where the hop switch is at. And then tighten these down, and we'll put the fittings on and check for leaks. Alright, so that tank's empty. So we don't want to run either one of them pumps until we fill that up. So I've unhooked, this one won't come on until it hits 7 pounds of boost. So I've unhooked this one. Then we'll go in here and we'll cycle the key. Because when you hit the key, the pump only comes on for a split second. Well, you got the battery unhooked and got to hook the battery up. But yeah, when you hit the key, the pump only comes on for a split second. And then when you start the car, it'll stay running, the one in the tank. But there isn't no gas in that surge tank, so nothing can make it up to the motor to start it. So we have to cycle the key some to fill that surge tank. If you run that other pump with that surge tank empty, it could burn the pump up, because believe it or not, the fuel lubricates the pump, keeps it from burning up. Alright, battery connected. Now we should be able to hear the pump cycle. Yep. We'll do this a few times, then we'll hook the other pump up, see if we got fuel pressure. And we'll plug the relay back in, right there. Turn the key on. And we should have 40 PSI. And we do. Now, we're gonna let that run a little bit, check for leaks. No leaks so far. Especially over here where I thought it may leak. Let's start it up. Nothing. We're good to go. But I like that surge tank. I really do. Because like if you lose a pump in the surge tank, it's easy to swap it out. Now if you lose one in the tank, which this one's got the trap door, but if you like lose a pump at the track, like I would have been stuck at the track if that was the only pump I had and it was in the tank. I got this, I just switch them out as need be to get home. But that'll do it for that. We might go to the no prep front scrape side Kentucky dragway race and race at Main Street tonight. But yeah, good thing that happened is I was taking the winner's circle picture, because if there was one more round I'd have been out of that 10-0 index class. One of them pumps is plenty to support that motor, but it's tuned for both of those pumps to come on after 7 pounds of boost. So I couldn't run just one pump, because it would have had to been retuned. I wouldn't have had time to do that at the track. But maybe we'll go racing tonight. That'll do it for this video. Y'all, thanks for watching. Have a great day.